Here is the list of the top 10 fastest Navy ships in the world. The fastest military ship's ever recorded speed is nominally vital for all warships, but it is particularly crucial for smaller craft such as corvettes, frigates, and destroyers to pursue enemy objectives. Aircraft carriers can't go very fast because it's more important for them to stay as level as possible. Cruisers and battleships, on the other hand, don't need to go very fast because they can take a lot of punishment. In this video, we'll show you the fastest naval ships in the ocean with a recorded top speed. 10. USS Independence, LCS-2. The USS Independence, a high-speed littoral-class combat ship built by Austal USA in Alabama, was being tested by the U.S. Navy. These combat ships have a top speed of 52 miles per hour, which is similar to the cruising speed of most vehicles in most nations. They are developed for anti-piracy activities in Section 8 and as support vehicles for big carriers, and as demonstrated by the photograph, it also holds the record for being able to cruise at 44 knots for 4 hours. Such long periods of continuous high cruise speed of 44 knots are unprecedented. 9. USS Freedom, LCS-1. The USS Freedom is the flagship ship of the U.S. Navy's Freedom-class littoral combat ship. The ship has a helipad and hangars, allowing it to transport helicopters in its bay. The overall order for ships and the littoral class was lowered from 52 to 40. The Navy is anticipated to choose a single vendor in the future, but until then, Lockheed Martin and Austal are the shipbuilders. The ship's range is 3,500 nautical miles, 6,500 kilometers, and its peak speed is comparable to that of the USS Independence. 8. USS Flagstaff. The USS Flagstaff was a patrol gunboat and a hydrofoil ship purchased by the U.S. Navy because of its inexpensive cost and rapid speed. The U.S. Coast Guard was pleased by the vessel's quickness in anti-smuggling operations and intercepting suspicious boats. The Flagstaff had an illustrious career, serving briefly in Vietnam and then in the Pacific Fleet before being decommissioned and scrapped after the Coast Guard returned it to the Navy in 1978. The Flagstaff had a top speed of 15 knots and was decommissioned and scrapped after the Coast Guard returned it to the Navy in 1978. 7. Pegasus-class hydrofoil. The Pegasus-class hydrofoils were designed by Boeing for the United States military, primarily for NATO operations. The hydrofoil was recognized for its speed long before the praised USS Freedom and Independence joined the Navy for their fast speed. Of course, comparing the stated ships to the hydrofoils is like comparing two distinct segments. We'll learn more about the USS Freedom and navigation later in this list. There were 6 of these ships built in all, and they were commissioned in 1977. Six. Interceptor Divide 15 RWS. The Interceptor DV-15 RWS is a tried and true ultra-high-speed interceptor composed of innovative composite materials. Its major strengths are anti-piracy, anti-smuggling, and active patrolling. In a number of nations, the DV-15 is already in use. With a length of around 16 meters, the DV-15 has already been delivered in 45 pieces, with many more on the way. The hull of the DV-15 RWS is composed of monolithic carbon, and with the surface-piercing propellers, it can easily attain speeds of over 15 miles per hour, with a range of 350 nautical miles at 45 knots. 5. The Barracuda XSV-17. From a naval and military standpoint, the XSV-17 is a high-speed wave-piercing low-RCS interceptor pursuit vessel designed for military and law enforcement use. Patrol and surveillance jobs are common operational responsibilities around the port and harbor facilities, as well as coastal and offshore assets. Its deployment possibilities are broad, and it can undertake covered surveillance for far longer periods of time and in much rougher weather than traditional surface vessels can. The Barracuda XSV-17 has a top speed of 60 knots. 4. SKJOLD class corvette. These corvettes are part of a series of 6 light super-fast stealth missile corvettes in the Norwegian Navy. They were previously classified as motor torpedo boats, but the Royal Norwegian Navy has referred to them as corvettes since 2009 because of their seaworthiness and the fact that they do not carry torpedoes. A surface effect craft made of glass fiber or carbon composite materials with a top speed of over 60 knots is the scheduled design. At the time of their launch, the SKJOLD class corvettes were the fastest combat ships afloat, and they are currently the fastest corvette ever built. Three. HMCS Brasdor, FHE 400. This ship's mission is to preserve and safeguard Canadian coasts from Soviet submarines that threatened to invade during the Cold War. From 1968 until 1971, the hydrofoil HMCS Brazil served in the Canadian Army. It was commissioned in 1968 and called for the location of the first test. It was assigned as a quick hydrofoil escort. The vessel was powered by a 2400 bhp diesel engine at low speeds, but at roughly 23 knots, the foil lifted the hull clear of the water, and a 30,000 shp gas turbine engine powered twin propellers. Trial speeds of up to 63 knots were achieved. 2. Special Forces Interceptor WP-18. With its league wave-piercing hull and stealthy looks, the WP-18 is the newest arrival in the field of fast watercraft and is made by a relatively young firm as well, Abu Dhabi Mark. The objective of the craft is inception and will be employed by navies and coast guards of the nations acquiring it. The breakneck speed the WP-18 tactical strike craft is the world's fastest operational Navy vessel, as well as probably the most attractive Special Forces boat. However, underneath the totally sealed composite exterior, the type has a big engine compartment and a highly automated cockpit. Its peak speed may exceed 65 knots. 1. A-90 Orleanic. Due to the ground effect, the A-90 could not only glide a few meters above the water's surface, but it could also soar up to 3,000 meters. Sadly, owing to other military priorities, the A-90 Orleanic, a Russian-built amphibious ground effects vehicle that could virtually fly, was never developed. All of the buildings were constructed in the 1970s and were decommissioned by 1993. The A-90 was undetectable to radar owing to its natural mode of operation, which involved flying only a few meters above the water surface and without impacting the sea surface. In today's age of stealth corvettes, it was also undetectable to sonar ping. This may not appear to be cutting-edge technology, but it made a lot of sense in the 1970s. Thanks for watching till the end. If you liked the video, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time.